G'day and welcome back to the Not So Weekly News, the first one for 2018 at RC Model Reviews. And look, I know it's 2018 because it says here on this calendar, 2018. And this, whoops, move it into frame. Yeah, this is the calendar that Luka sends me every year. And he's even put Tiberus on it. That's fantastic. I'm going to take a quick look through this with you because this calendar is one of the highlights of my year. Honestly, it really is. There's another calendar I'll show you shortly too, but you know, let's look at this one first and see what's in it. I'll just switch to auto exposure, so hopefully it comes out better. What have we got? I won't show you the bottom bits because it's the aircraft. Look at this. This is beautiful. Look, a Spitfire. Everyone loves a Spitfire. And Luka takes all these pictures himself, remember, so this isn't just a, you know, something hashed something together. He actually takes all the images, and this has pride of place. And he still forgot to put the Y on January. He's done that every year. I don't know why. And this is a Trojan, Red Bull Trojan. Woohoo, lovely. And F-16C. He's got some fantastic shots. I don't know how he gets these shots. A Raphael C. Really brilliant. How does he get these shots? I do not know. Sukhoi Su-34. And what's this? Another Sukhoi 35, is it? No, what is it? It's a T, I can't even read it. TSO2, T50, I can't read it. Anyway, Tornado, backbone of the British Air Force for many years. And an F-35A, a triumph of spending over engineering from the Americans. And MiG-29 and an extra 330. And an Mi-24V. Don't they look aggressive? They look so mean, those helicopters. Really fantastic. November, and final one for the year are a couple of Su-T50s, Su-34 and Su-35. And hang on a minute. Oh, this is November. Here's the final one. And this is the Tupolev, Tu-95, blah blah, whatever. I'm sure that's got another name, hasn't it? Because quite often see these things fly missions along the, you know, over UK airspace and things, and they get all sorts of news coverage. But that's brilliant. Thank you, Luka. Fan-bloody-tastic. I don't know if he sells these calendars. I really think he should. If he doesn't, maybe Luka can leave a comment. And if you want one of these calendars, you might be able to buy one. I don't know. I don't think he makes them just specially for me. But they're brilliant, fantastic, pride of place on my wall. And here's the other calendar I look forward to getting every year. It's from the Australian government, Bureaucrat City. I don't know who sends this to me. It doesn't actually. Oh, Christian W. Foreign. There you go. That's him. Number 2000, whatever. But anyway, so thank you, Christian. I get this calendar every year. I really appreciate you sending it to me because it is just lovely. It's got a pull to open. These never work for me. Hey, it's working. Woohoo! Hey, look at this, like mailbag, isn't it? Let's have a look at the Aussie calendar for this year. Here we go. And for people who can't afford their own calendars, you can take screenshots and print them out on your printer. And there we go. You've violated someone's copyright. There we go. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? It's Australia. Australia, that is. For all Australians every day, all day, every day. There we go. And there is a satellite picture of Australia for those who don't recognise it. And we have to go up a bit to see these. There we go. And this is Mount Hotham, Victoria. Sunset through the fog. And this is a cold front bringing powerful waves to Mornington Pier in Victoria. Oh, cracker, look at this. This beauty. You could fly in that. You recharge your batteries on the fly. That's brilliant. Only in Australia do you get the in-flight recharging service. Brilliant. Lightning strike over Mount Isa Mines in Queensland. Beautiful. Look at that. Oh, look at that hole in the clouds. A path through clouds between Townsville and Richmond, Queensland. That's brilliant. Oh man, don't you wish you were in the plane that flew through that? Gorgeous. And here's a painting by Monet. No, it's not. It's a Central Sydney distorted by rain on a windscreen. Who'd have thunk? You could fly in that. Have to fly in that if you live around here. It's raining all the time at the moment. It's crap. And we've got storms coming from Australia. Probably that storm from Australia is headed here right now. And sunrise streaks through fog is seen from Mount Buninyong, Victoria. There you go. Victoria gets quite a bit of coverage in this calendar, doesn't it? Is the CSO, was the Met service in Victoria perhaps? We don't know. Oh look, more in-flight recharging. Brilliant. Cordless charging. Wonderful. And that is lightning over Lake Argyle in the Kimberley, Western Australia. God, it's brilliant. And here we go. Look at that. Oh, Barry's flying. Look, that high. Fantastic. What is it? Espiritus clouds over Adelaide in South Australia. Woo. And that's a colour picture, believe it or not. And here we have storm cells seen across the West McDonnell Ranges in the Northern Territory. Look at the colours in that. That's brilliant. That's fantastic, that is. You could ride that thermal, no trouble at all. And here we go. brilliant. Changing skies above Capital Wind Farm near Bundagur, no, Bungendore, New South Wales. There you go. Woohoo! Yep, brilliant. That's only October too. And here we go into, whoops, oh, I missed November. Storms over the exercise Canoe fleet of the Northern Territory coast. There you go, boats on water with clouds. Brilliant. What composition is that? It's fantastic. And then, look at that. Aurora Australis, not Australis, Australis. Brilliant, and a giant beach ball. That's fantastic. No, actually, I think it's an observatory. But who'd have think you could see the Australis? Oh, it's in Antarctica. It's not Australia at all. Oi, what's going on here? That's it's Australian. It's Antarctica. Antarctica is a completely different country. Completely different country. It's much further south. It's got weather more like Tokoroa. But isn't it pretty? Isn't it beautiful? And then what I also like is the way they give you all this extra detail. If you're thinking of going to Aussie, look, it tells you all about all the theory and crap that goes on, and how to buy beer at an isobar, all the things you need to know if you're going to Australia, and all the statistics over time. Oh, this is just a brilliant calendar too. I mean, fantastic. I love this time of the year. I get to look into the future through a calendar. So thank you, Luka, and thank you, Christian. I think it's Christian, isn't it? Yep. Thank you, Christian. Thank you, Luka, for my calendars. They're fantastic. They'll be going on my walls. Right, on to more important things. Well, not really more important, but what's coming up this week? This week on RC Model Reviews, I'm going to do the weekly news weekly now. I really have to do it weekly, and people are committed to me through Patreon things, so I really want to make sure I'm committing back. So we're going to have the weekly news every week, and you're going to see what's coming up. Frank from RCTimer sent me a little package just before Christmas, including some stuff. It's the I'll turn it around so you can read the writing, Asha. The BV1. Or Bivone or whatever, I don't know. It's the B-Rotor. Now, B-Rotor products are a RCTimer brand, and to be totally honest, I've got to be honest, I haven't been that impressed with them, to be honest. Look at the reviews and previous videos, and they seem to be just a little bit behind the ball. The first version of these BV1 video visor, it was crap. It wasn't very good, and I said so. You know me, I don't pull my punches. I call a spade a spade. I wasn't impressed with it very much, and subsequently, it has been used by people here at the airfield, and it's fallen apart a bit actually, so I was very interested to see they've come out with a new one, because one thing about RCTimer is they do listen and they do respond to criticism and they do improve the product. So I'm hoping this is going to be a better product than the original one, and it's got quite a few extra features. It's got fan to keep you from fogging up. Well, I've never found fogging up to be an issue with visors. It has diversity, which is really good, and it has a DVR. So it's got all the features you really want in a little video visor, and it's quite small and light. So there you go. And I put it on. It fits my face, but there's a huge, I don't know, maybe they thought I was Jimmy Durante or Donald Duck, because this is a huge nose thing here. But anyway, that's coming up in the review. I'll look at it in depth and we'll see what works and what doesn't work, but it's certainly an improvement on the original version. I also got some aerials. I mean, this is the aerial kit that comes with the visor. So there's a patch antenna, and there's one of these little what do they call themselves? Honey drop antennas, which look to me to be a version of the Pagoda, but I'll break one open and we'll find out, see what's inside there. And a patch antenna with supposedly 14 decibels of gain. I'm not so sure, but we'll look at that as well. Also sent me some of those antennas, so I'll be including those in my next antenna shootout. Comes with cables, etc., etc., and another antenna, and instructions. Everyone loves instructions. But the thing that he sent me, which I really, really tickled my fancy, I thought, thanks, Frank, is this thing here. Look, Hive. It is not full of bees. It is actually a video transmitter. It's a 5.8 gigahertz video transmitter, and it has something called wild mode. Wild mode, yes. And that sort of immediately attracted me because I'm a bit of a wild child. And I'm going to look at that, see what wild mode is and why it made me smile so much. So yeah, that's be coming up this week. Also, let me bend down over here. The guys from MJXRC said, hey, you reviewed our bugs. How would you like to review our little mini racing drone? And I thought, why not? Why not? So this isn't your normal 250 size mini quad or your whatever. Look at it. Let me put it here. It is the, I don't know what it is. It's got angle, acro, brushless motors. There's no GPS, I don't think. It's a little tiny, it's a consumer grade toy drone for racing. So I'm going to give it a blat, see how it goes. Comes with a transmitter. Ooh, at least it comes with a picture of a transmitter on the side, and all these accessories. So yeah, I'll be reviewing that. I'm kind of enjoying reviewing these little almost toy grade quads. It's kind of refreshing to be able to have some fun fly around. And as I said in my last video, I want to make RC Model Reviews a bit more about fun this year. So we're going to take this maybe we'll just fly it to pieces. Maybe we'll see how long it lasts if I crash it into a wall. Who knows? But I will give it a good, honest review, and then we'll have some fun with this thing and see how much fun you could have if you bought one. I don't know if it's going to fly good. I was quite impressed with the other Bugs quad, except for the compass calibration thing. Won't be an issue on here because no GPS, no compass. Anyway, that is something that I think we'll have a look at. Could be a lot of fun. And just going back to this video transmitter for a moment, now I mentioned in my XJet rant that GetFPV has been pinged by the FCC for selling gear that violated the FCC regulations, that 1.2 gig video gear that would transmit on illegal frequencies. So, and as I mentioned in that XJet video, the whole thing about spectrum is going to become a really big issue soon because we're using more and more spectrum. We've got 2.4 gigahertz for our video for our radio control transmitters. We've got 5.8 gig for our video, and now we've got things like Crossfire on 900 megahertz or 868 megahertz. We've got UHF gear out there. We've got all sorts. We're using more and more of the very valuable radio frequency spectrum, and not always legally. Not always. We don't always have the legal right to use some of the spectrum. So the FCC is obviously aware of this, and they may be getting a bit snotty now. They may decide to clamp down a bit as a way of ensuring that things don't get out of hand. If that happens, well, it could put a cramp in the hobby quite significantly. Imagine if they said, right, no more than 10 milliwatt 5.8 gigahertz video transmitters. I mean, you're not going to have much fun. When I read the instructions of this, you'll see why. You can't have much fun on 10 milliwatts, eh? You can't fly far, and it's, you know. So we need to be thinking ahead. So what I'm going to do, one of my whiteboard video this week, will be looking at the future of FPV, because we have got stuff, which I've got down here. Excuse me while I reach right out of the shop. We've got stuff like the ProSight Connect, we've got the DVL1, we've got the FPV Blue. We've got all this digital FPV gear coming on the market now, but it's all pretty spendy and big and heavy. What's going to happen though? Is it going to get smaller, lighter? And will it be better to use than the analog stuff? Well, I'm going to get my crystal ball out, which means I'll walk funny for a while, but I'll get my crystal ball out and we'll have a look at the future of FPV from the theory point of view, from the technology point of view, from the practical point of view, and hopefully I'll be able to give you a glimpse as to what we could be flying in a year or two's time in terms of our FPV equipment. So stay tuned for that. That'll be my whiteboard video for this week. And that's about all I got time for on today's Not So Weekly News. Thank you for watching. Again, I thank my Patreon supporters, and I hope you thank them too, because that's why there's only one ad in this video, even though it's long enough to have heaps of them all scattered along the timeline at the bottom. Thanks for watching. If you've got questions, comments, put them in the usual place. Bye for now.